Hi, welcome to this video. Today, I will be discussing about globalization and communication. Without further ado, let's start. Globalization is a phenomenon. It is simply the interconnectedness and interdependency of countries across the globe. One of its examples is the connection of countries belong to the United Nations. Its essential features include cross-border connectivity or integration, free trade environment, and interdependence of nations. In addition, it facilitates global business expansions, cross-culture diversification, lower tariffs, and business operations. Stiglitz 2003 mentioned the 5 principal forms of growth in cross-border economic activities. First, we have the international trade. Secondly is the foreign direct investment. Thirdly is the capital market flows. And fourth, the migration. And lastly, the fusion of technology. No country is alone. This signifies the importance of globalization as countries unite together to support each other. The presence of interconnectedness and interdependency among countries help each other to grow, be advanced, and be developed. From an article of Stubersky 2021, he mentioned the advantages of globalization as economic growth, increased global cooperation, and increased cross-border investment. Globalization has led to many millions of people being lifted out of poverty. For example, when a company like Starbucks buys coffee from farmers in Rwanda, it is providing a livelihood and a benefit to the community as a whole. The globalization has not only allowed nations to trade with each other, but also to cooperate with each other as never before. Take the Paris Agreement on climate change for an instance, where 195 countries all agreed to work towards reducing their carbon emission for the greater global good. Crystal 2000 mentioned that one major consequence of globalization is the increase of spread and interconnectedness of languages, in particular the English language. It is known that the English language is becoming increasingly widespread across the globe and in fact had become the international or universal language. There is a language that countries need to learn in order to effectively communicate to one another, and that is English. Another thing is influence of foreign languages are patronaged by people in a different nationality. The most common way that languages influence each other is the exchange of words. Much is made about the contemporary borrowing of English words into other languages. But this phenomenon is not new and it is not very large by the historical standards. From an article of lifeworks.com 2023, it was explained that cultural diversity is fundamentally about accepting and respecting people's differences and understanding that everyone is unique. The same is true for communication. To do it well, you must first understand your audience and then craft your message so that it makes the most sense to them. When you have a diverse audience, the challenge is to understand their differences and be sensitive to how your message will be received. And by doing so, these are the things that you have to consider. Use simple language. Keep your language clear, concise, and straightforward when communicating with a culturally diverse audience. Jargon, slang terms, euphemisms, and colloquial expressions should be avoided. You might be surprised to learn that different cultures have very different non-verbal communication practices. For example, in most countries, people do not greet each other by shaking hands, and some cultures consider direct eye contact to be impolite. Furthermore, different cultures have different levels of comfort when it comes to personal space and touching. When in doubt, keep at least 1 arm's length away from your colleagues and keep your hands to yourself. That is all. Thank you so much. I hope you learned a lot for today. Have a great day ahead. Adios!